Welcome back to the Dealmaking with Laura Di Francesco podcast. I'm your host, Laura Di Francesco, and I am so excited to welcome you to season 2 of our podcast. There are so many things to catch up on, so I thought we would just use this first episode to catch up what's going on with me, what's going on with you, how we can connect in the future, what you can expect in upcoming episodes. So I'm really excited to be back, and part of the little hiatus that we had is this past summer, I married my favorite human in the whole wide world. His name is James. He's also an entrepreneur himself. If you want to check out a little bit of his work, he owns with his brother Wayvine Winery and Vineyard, where we have the farm with the winery. And we have sometimes up to 200 people a day coming to visit the winery. A great facility. They do 24 acres of grapes, all wine from the farm. So if you're into wine, check him out. He's absolutely incredible. And we also have Ethereal Farms, which is the Airbnbs for the winery and vineyard, with hiking and all the little goats and mini donkeys and tons of little animals for everybody to enjoy. And then we also have, with Wayvine, a tasting room in Kennett Square, and we have a restaurant in Philadelphia, Tulip Pasta and Wine Bar. So if you see in my signature some of our sister brands, I like to also share and support Wayvine and James in all that he does. He supports us in all that we do. And it was just the most magical wedding ever at our farm with our animals, really small and intimate with our family, and was absolutely incredible, but did require a bit more of time. And I thought that, you know what, let me really enjoy this summer. We only experience these incredible life moments once. So that was my summer. My sister also just got married this past weekend. So it has been a whirlwind. I made my gown for my wedding, and she had her gown made, custom made for her wedding. So we were, doing all the sister of the bride things to help and support her. I helped her bottle. She made some homemade limoncello for her wedding, and she actually made this insane, incredible tiramisu, but like a 30-inch diameter tiramisu. Is the biggest tiramisu I have ever had, but also simultaneously the best tiramisu I've ever had. So excited to welcome James into the family, to welcome Rocco, my sister's husband, Lindsay and Rocco into the family. So it has been the best summer, literally the best summer. I hope that you have had the best summer as well. And I've also really been dedicating myself to getting our book, Entrepreneurship Through Acquisition, a legal guide to buying a small business, in your hands. So I have had a really fun time making it. It's something that is a huge passion project of mine. And if you're interested, please get on the pre-order wait list. All of the links in the show notes. But if you just go to deanstreetlaw.com/links, you can always find all the links to all the things that you need, including access to the first chapter of the book. And if there's anything that you could do to support me at this moment, I would ask for you to check out the first chapter, give me your feedback, give me a review. If you send a review to ETA review at lauradifrancesco.co, you will get a free pre-LOI due diligence request list. So we'll link all that information in the show notes, but it would mean the world to me to hear your feedback, but also so that we can get some advanced readers and some advanced reviews, so that when we get live on all the different platforms, that we have some people to show support of the book. That would mean the world to me. We also have one of our next episodes all about the book, what you can expect. I'm actually going to be opening up the table of contents to you so that you can see and really have an understanding of all the love and time and energy that I've been pouring into this book as a resource for you if you're buying a small business. If you are selling a small business, we have some exciting things that will be coming up in the pipeline. They will be a course on the legal aspects of selling a small business, as well as eventually a book on the legal aspects of selling a small business. So we want to do equal representation, since we love our clients, both buy side and sell side. And that's one of the upcoming episodes. So that's been a huge project of mine that I've been pouring a lot of time and energy and resources into, that means so much to me, that I am so excited about. And in the beginning of September that it is, I'm really excited for a few other things in my life. One, we have the upcoming ETA conference schedule. I've been a speaker at a number of ETA conferences as well as workshops. So you may see me on the upcoming conference schedule, TBD. I'm going to check out the Southeast ETA conference as well and check out the rest of my schedule. So I would love to hear from you. What ETA conferences are you going to this year? If you're not sure of them, we have an episode. If you go back, we'll link it in the show notes on the ETA conferences. I think there's a new conference at Utah this year, which I'm just loving how all of the different schools are really taking ETA by storm and incorporating it in their curriculum, incorporating it in their extracurricular activities, and overall showing the opportunity of ETA to others. So if you're going to any of the conferences, I would love to know. Be sure to reach out on Twitter at Laura. I think it's at LMD Francesco. We'll link it in the show notes. And we have Instagram at Dean Street Law, LinkedIn. Let me know, what are you doing this season? Are you going to any ETA conferences? Are you going to any sell-side conferences? I would love to know. I'd love to see you if I can while I'm there. That would be absolutely fantastic. So if you see me, please be sure to say hi. That would mean the world to me. When it comes to navigating corporate law, entrepreneurship, and managing small businesses, experience matters. Dean Street Law is a boutique corporate firm specializing in mergers and acquisitions, and additional focus in real estate, commercial transactions, finance, and corporate governance. With over $10 billion in deals closed, Dean Street Law has extensive experience representing hundreds of clients in thousands of transactions, from small businesses to Fortune 500 companies. Whether you need startup guidance or advice on closing multi-million or multi-billion-dollar deals, we're your trusted partner every step of the way. Visit deanstreetlaw.com in the show notes to schedule a complimentary consultation. We have so many good episodes coming up with Dealmaking with LD. I have to say, I've really brought a lot of intention on how we can do this even better than before. I think having more tight knit type of topics where we can dive deeper into some specific things and give you some quick, easy wins, quick, easy takeaways. I know that this is complex information. What we do on the legal side of things can be very challenging, and I try to make it as easy to approach as possible, but I wanted to break it down into better bite-sized pieces going forward. So they're going to be a bit shorter episodes, but you know I like to talk, so we will see, and a bit tighter topics. But with that said, I would absolutely love to hear, what do you want to hear about on the podcast? Leave it in a comment. I know that Spotify leaves comments, YouTube allows comments, so leave it in a comment. I would love, love, love to hear, what are you experiencing? How are you thinking about deals? What are you having questions about? How can I help as your legal go-to to help you in your deal-making skills, in your deals itself? And of course, if you'd love to work with us, we would love to work with you. You can always reach out to us at Dean Street Law. But in the meantime, I'd love to hear what topics are on your mind. I'm also kind of noodling on the idea of doing some sort of office hours. I think it would be maybe like once a month or once every couple weeks or something like that, and have office hours, because we get so many conversations and questions in our consultation calls. But honestly, those questions can benefit so many people. And we try to take those comments and questions and make them into podcasts. But I thought, why not try something like office hours as well? So if that's something that interests you, let me know. I would love to workshop that, see if it's a good idea. I think once we get the book published, that'll be a huge priority of mine coming up this fall. And then the last thing that I'm thinking about right now is strategic planning for 2026. We typically do our strategic planning in August, and I have been investing a lot of time and energy into strategic planning in August, but I am going ham this year with my strategic planning. I have over 100-page workbook that I created for myself and my friend Shelly, who does strategic planning with me. We actually have a whole episode on this on the We Grow Together podcast. If you didn't know, I have two podcasts, Dealmaking with LD and We Grow Together. And so Dealmaking with LD focused on mergers and acquisitions, entrepreneurship through acquisition, buying, selling businesses. For the most part, I think we'll eventually expand into other facets of deal making. And then with We Grow Together, that's really more entrepreneurship and lifestyle design focused. So if you're here wanting to become an entrepreneur or already an entrepreneur, you might also enjoy We Grow Together, which is focused on lifestyle aspects behind the scenes of our businesses. I have 5 of them, if you didn't know, and really just kind of like a more relaxed vibe, just chatting about what's going on. So we have a conversation there about last year's strategic planning that we did together. And this year, Shelly was like, I really want something to guide us through our workshop together. And we did a 1-day workshop last year for strategic planning together. And I said, okay, sounds good. And we also wanted to think of how can we maximize our time before the end of the year to really amp up our strategic planning for next year. And so I love strategic planning. It is one of my soul foods. It is one of the things that makes me happiest. If you know human design, it is also something that is my highest skill based on my chart. So strategic planning, ideating, coming up with like the method to the madness is all what makes my heart so happy. So I came up with this 100+ page workbook for us, and that includes what we're doing, kind of our philosophies in general. We have like philosophies and values, and then I have a section on the September prep work that we're going to be doing. So we're going to have a session in September, a full day session in September, and I have prep work for that. And then I have what we're going to do in session for that together to really maximize our time together. And then I have what we're going to do for our October session for planning, and then the materials for that session, as well as prep work for the November session and the November session itself, and then a spot for our 1-page strategic plan. I think it's really important, no matter how much prep work you do, that you communicate with your team. So not only doing that behind the scenes work yourself as the founder, but also having a communication plan for your team. So that will be coming up as well. So that is what I've been up to, what you can expect to see for our upcoming episodes. Think really tailored, nuanced topics, but I'd love to hear what you want to know about as well. And then I would love to connect with you on social media, whether it be Twitter, Search Funder, LinkedIn, Instagram, maybe TikTok. We have a new TikTok. I think it's like Dealmaking, something like that. So connect with us on all social media platforms, and I'd love to hear from you. Be sure to share it with friends. That would mean the world to us. And I will see you in the next episode, which will be all about the new book, Entrepreneurship Through Acquisition, a legal guide to buying a small business. I will see you there. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Dealmaking with Laura Di Francesco podcast. I hope you found today's discussion insightful and that it brought you one step closer to mastering the art of mergers and acquisitions. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to follow and subscribe to Dealmaking with Laura Di Francesco on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. And if you found value in our discussion, please leave a 5-star review. It would mean the world to us. And share this podcast with your network, friends, and colleagues. For more in-depth resources, be sure to visit our website, deanstreetlaw.com, where you can find articles, guides, and more information on our services. Don't forget to follow us on social media for the latest episodes, updates, tips, and exclusive content. You can find us on LinkedIn, Search Funder, at LMD Francesco on X, and at Dean Street Law on Instagram. Join us on our next episode where we'll explore more deal-making insights. Cheers and happy deal making.